Hey everyone, welcome back to Redbanditracing. Welcome back to the channel. We got the Traxxas XO-1 here. We got to go over some damage. We got to go over some parts I'm going to replace. I'm not going to go too in depth with replacing the shock rods and stuff like that, but I'm just going to kind of do it kind of quick, talk about it. I want to go over some things, get your guys' suggestions for some parts. So let's just jump right into it and see what happened. I bent one of the turnbuckles, so we're going to replace that. Went ahead and got some rod ends. We're going to have to replace that. One of the rods snapped inside of it. We also got here some differential output shafts. Haven't replaced these before, so this is kind of new. With this, I went ahead and got the rebuild kit because it's going to come with the pins that you guys may need. So I got those, the body mount clip because I'm missing one of these, so I'm not even gonna replace it. I'm just gonna pop one of these on. But I did get the GT Max and I got the titanium coated. I'm gonna replace all four, just replace them. All the shocks are the same on the XO-1, so we're gonna throw these in, make it a little bit stronger. And just in case I broke one, I got the half shaft. This half shaft, honestly, it's just a metal half shaft. So there's really not much to this, and I may not even need it. But I got them anyways. Again, I will be replacing the splitter. Splitter broke, cracked the corner right off, so I'll replace that. Here, I got the front bumper. The actual, let's see here, yeah, just a splitter extension. So I'm gonna throw this on, make sure this thing looks real nice. So let's kind of go over what broke here. See from the back, right there, I broke that inner output drive on the right rear, and I broke it right here on the left front. Man, it must have took a pretty big lick because breaking opposite ends of the input shaft, that was pretty hard. But you know what? Maybe that was existing damage from the first two speedrun crashes and the parts finally just failed. So that could be all that was. Now for the front splitter, as you can see right here, that cracked. So I'm just gonna replace the front, get that all nice and looking good. Man, that really got scraped up. Chassis still straight, so I'm not too worried about that. And like I said about that shock's not even on there anymore. The rod end is on there at the bottom, right here, but it's not on there anymore. It definitely fell off. As you can see, that rod is definitely tweaked. So we're gonna replace them. This is a very, very simple repair. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna speed through these without really showing a whole lot, mainly just because it's like any other GT Max shock. If you guys wanna check out some of those videos, go to our playlist for repairs and upgrades, and I've taken these apart quite a bit. So if you guys want to check that out, go check that out. I'm not sure if underrated is the right word. It's like when the version 2 came out, it was already overshadowed by the version 1 having a lot of problems. So you don't see a whole lot of people talking about the version 2, which has been out for a while. All right, first things first, let's just go ahead and take all the shocks off. Don't worry about mixing anything up. They are all the same size. I'm just gonna do one real quick, but I am missing the bottom, and that's a 5465, I believe. So I'm gonna have to probably go pick one up because I do have one, but they're slightly different. So it's just the depth on it's a little bit different on the collar. So I don't think that's really a big deal, but I'm gonna see if they have one anyways before I do it. Fluid is relatively new, so I'm not really gonna have to do a whole lot of cleaning, which is great. Got the fan on, if you guys can hear it, because it is starting to get kind of warm already. All I do is pour in my little container. This shock is bent too. Yep, this one's bent. So it's a good thing that I went and bought the kit because it looks like we're doing all of them. We did this on the Rustler and it turned out great. Definitely made it a little bit stronger. I don't think we've broken one on the Rustler since doing it. 3 out of the 4 shocks are bent. So that's not a good thing. Let me get a pair of pliers for that. Not too worried about scratching these, and we're not gonna save them because they're all bent. But yeah, looks like, man, 3 out of 4. Well, if you guys checked out our crashes from the last couple of runs, you'd know why they were bent. Screw stuck in there. There we go. There we go. Just pull that out, piston, leave the piston in there. Piston fell out. There we go. Got your seals in there. Take all these parts off. Little bump stop. And let's see here, the new kit's the same one, but they don't come with the little eyelets in there, so you're gonna wanna pop those out. Looks like they're the same on both sides, so what you guys could do to pop these out is you guys got a little pair of pliers or something you can just get on the lip right there. There you go, just pop them out. Doesn't take much effort to get them out, and to put them back in, it's the same thing. I can just put that up just a little bit and kind of pinch them down in. Doesn't really take a lot of effort. You can almost do it with it laying down. So those are really easy to pop out. Everything else in here looks good. Carefully get these seals out. This seal looks like it's really recessed in there. Here we go. Yeah, there's only the one seal right there, so just wanted to double check. It's been a while since I've done this. All right, now we got that taken apart. Get these new shock rods taken out. Now, just to note, all the shocks have this bump stop on it. Only the front have the same bump stop inside the shock. So I'll put up a diagram on the screen just so you guys can see that, but only the front have it. I think it's maybe just to dampen the front just a little bit more. All right, so let's get our shock here, get our washer on there. Now the piston's gonna have a number on it. It's a number 1. Have that number facing up because that's how it came out. So just put it in exactly how it came out. Put our nut back on. Now the easiest way to grab this is just get a piece of cloth. That way you can grab it without scratching the shock rod in. And there we go, get that snug. Doesn't have to be cranked on. Don't crank it on. You just need to make sure it's snug. Let's go ahead and put this in the shock. And if you notice, I'm not putting a bump stop in because this will be for the rear. Now we'll put it probably just like that so we can get the seal on. The seal still has a little bit of grease on it from the shock oil. So we'll leave it just like that. Just make sure that seal is pressed in there. Don't tear it. If it tears, just replace it because if it leaks, you're gonna notice it pretty quick if it leaks. So once that's on, let's get this bottom piece on. Now this bottom collar, don't crank it, just leave it loose because you want it loose while you're assembling this. If you guys look at the old one and the new one, there's definitely a size difference if you guys can see that. So they must have updated them. It'd be nice if Traxxas had updated notes, but you know, like most RC companies, they don't supply any of that. So not too worried about it. Now we got that right there. All right, to get this in here, let's try this. Sometimes I'll get a box end wrench right there, put the eyelet right over it, and then push down on it. There we go. That usually helps because it's bigger than the size of the eyelet right there. And there you go, that one's in there. Now we're gonna have to thread this one on. Now these are self-tapping, so it does take a little bit of effort to put these on. Just make sure that when you put them on, they're straight. There we go, that one looks good. Now if you guys are gonna grab these with a pair of pliers, you can. You're not gonna hurt it. Just make sure if you grab them with a pair of dikes or cutters, grab them at the very bottom. That way you don't scratch the rod that goes up to the seal, because then you're just gonna cause a leak. So grab at the very bottom. This way is a good way too, because you're not really gonna hurt it. And what we're gonna do is before we put these in, we're gonna line them up. Just make sure once they're fully pulled out, that they're all the same length. You wanna make sure that they're the right height. It's not going to change. But like I said, I'm going to have to run out and get an extra bump stop, throw that back on there. You can if you want. If you don't have the bump stops because maybe you lost them, you can always just use some vacuum line. Use some tough vacuum line, throw that on there. I don't think there's too much of a problem, but I think on the XO-1, they're just trying to really limit the travel because of how low to the ground it is. I'm going to throw the rest of these together. I'm going to throw these on the other ones, and then I'm going to have to go out and seeing if we can't find these. But there's a lot of stores that just don't carry this stuff anymore because it is kind of old. So I'm gonna throw the rest of these together, get them all burped, and get them all sealed up. All right, so got them all cleaned up. They're all looking pretty good, all nice and clean. I went ahead and degreased them because you guys want to do that after you do shocks, mainly because that extra oil hanging off the sides, that's going to collect a lot of dirt when you first go out. So make sure you guys really degrease them, really helps. Now, you guys are going to notice a size difference if I line these up. So you're going to notice the size difference. I mean, you probably can't see it right there, but these two, right here, you can tell right off the bat, are going to be a little bit shorter. There, if I line them up right there, I'll try and get the camera right there. If you guys can see that, they're a little bit shorter. And that's because, a little bit short because there's a bump stop inside. It's like a limiter. So these are really stiff, and they want these stiff. That's why you got to use 80 weight. They don't want this car traveling a whole lot because of how low it is to the ground. So I was able to find one. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one out because I don't like how short the collar is. You guys probably can't see it, but yeah, it's really hard to tell. If I zoom in right there, the collar is higher on this cup than it is on this one. So I am going to find the right one. A lot of stores, they just don't carry this kind of stuff with the GT Max shocks. So, oh well, it's unfortunate, but I'll order them. Here are the shock rods right here. Oh, you can see right there just by moving it. That one's bent. That one's really bent. That one's actually bent too, right there. One of the shocks was less bent. I was able to travel it up and down, but clearly all of them were bent and one of them snapped. So I bet you that had a lot to do with the first two crashes, and that last crash racing sealed it off. So this thing should handle a lot better. Let's go and throw this stuff away, and let's go ahead and get these mounted. All right, before we put this on, let's go ahead and get this axle fixed on this side. Whoa, I forgot there wasn't a pin in there. Well, that didn't help. Forgot the pin came out on that. All right, we'll get that off, put that aside. We're gonna have to rotate this axle right here so we can get that set screw out. So there we go, snapped right off. I think I have the other piece, yep, right there. All right, let's open this up and let's check this out. Now for front and rear, the output drives are the same, 6758, and that goes to the same for the half shaft, that's 6751. The only difference from front to rear is the actual axle shaft. So I'm gonna pop both these out because it looks like we're gonna need both of them. So I don't think we're gonna need the other ones, but we got backups. So we're gonna put those away. I guess the question is, am I gonna be able to reuse this pin? We may not wanna use that pin. That pin's probably damaged. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to reuse that pin, but that's why I got this kit, because I wasn't sure if we were gonna reuse them or not. So let's see what this kit comes with. 6757. It's gonna come with grease, because I guess you're gonna wanna put grease in there. So we'll go ahead and do that just to do it. I did notice that there was a little bit of grease in the front, so I did re-add that. Here's the extra boots. We're probably gonna might reuse the boots. It's gonna come with an extra set screws and your pins. So this is the one that's broken. Carefully pop that off. We should be able to reuse that. I'm not gonna throw it away if I don't have to. I don't think we're gonna be able to get this out, but you know what? Let's try just to take a look at it. Same thing, I'm gonna use a wrench. Put that over it right there. Oh man. Whoa, that was stuck in there. If you guys are wondering how these pins stay in, they stay in because of these boots. These boots don't allow that pin to back out. So that's why they stay in there. That's why those pins are right there. Oh, wow. Got it. There we go, got it out. Yeah, there's a little bit of damage in there, but not a whole lot. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna try putting a new one in there and see if we can't reuse it. There's no point in throwing it away if we can reuse it. Make sure there's not a lot of play. Actually, you know what? That seems like it's gonna work just fine. I don't think I have to replace this. Then I got this piece right here. There we go. You can take this boot, kind of roll it backwards like that. Oh, there you go. Now you're gonna have to get that boot to go over. It's a lot easier if you just have a pick. Don't puncture the boot. Just like that. Nice and sealed up. Brand new again. All right, now that I got that one fixed, I'm gonna go and pull the other one off, fix that one, and let's put them back in. These set screws will go in kind of tight, but that's okay. Just make sure you run them all the way down. And this screw seems kind of short. All right, so we got that off, and try not to zoom in too far here, but you can tell it's bent. It's gonna be 5539. Now for these, it's pretty self-explanatory. As you can see, we're gonna have to adjust out. That's almost dead even. I could probably go out just a little bit, so I'll probably go out just a smidge. There you go. And that'll do it. Now there is two sizes. This side's a lot longer than this side as far as that eyelet goes, is because this needs to fit into this arm right here. As you can see, it fits nice and snug. This side, too much play. So this is gonna go on the inside. Now, for you new guys out there that aren't aware of this side of the eyelet is a lot bigger than this side. On your typical Rustler, Stampede, Slash, I mean, any other car that you guys may have, you'll notice that one side is bigger than the other. The bigger side faces out. That way when this gets pulled off, the arm doesn't actually pull off. It kind of retains on there. If you have it on the wrong way and you happen to crash your car, this arm can actually pull all the way off. So that's why this side's bigger. It kind of holds it on. Normally I put a little bit of Loctite on these because it is going into an aluminum tower. I've had those come off before and get loose. So if you guys don't have a lot of Loctite on there, I would put a dab on there. Definitely help to keep them on because like I said, I've had them pop off and have them come loose. So now that that's on, ooh, I'm sorry guys, why did I not see that? See something wrong there? Oh my Lord. All right, we're gonna have to replace that real quick. That is a 6750. I wanna clarify something I said earlier. I said that they were different lengths. They're actually not. So the front and rear shafts are all the same. The only difference is the spindle. The front spindle is gonna be a little bit longer on the rear than on the front. So that's the only difference. Otherwise, these are all the same. Man, I thought I was done with these breakages, and guess I'm not. All right, I got that done. This is really simple to put these on. Just make sure they're lined up. Screw them in, they're self-tapping. Just make sure you do it by hand. That way you don't mess them up, and that's how they go. You can just mimic this one right here. As you can see, this one's pretty banged up. I'm gonna take these weights off because like I said, I'm not doing a whole lot of speed runs right now, and so I'm gonna keep the weight off. We've been doing a lot of racing in the street. You're gonna take these two off on each side. Pop the bottom piece off right there. It's gonna be a lot of dirt. Go ahead and get that out of there. Got the brand new one. Go and line that up. Literally just pop it down in. You're good. A lot of this stuff is actually pretty simple to replace. Let's go on and put the rest on and see how this thing looks. This piece is probably gonna clip in. Yeah, like that. It usually clips in. Boom. Got that fix on there. That kind of stuff bothers me only because, especially with the body going there, that helps to keep everything pulling through the body so you don't damage the body. So that's a big deal. You got to have that on there. All right, so I mean that was like I said, that was a pretty simple fix. Hopefully this video didn't take too long, but I want to make sure that we went through it and got it all fixed, and now it's looking smooth again. Man, that front looks nice. Looks brand new again. This thing's gonna fly. Can't wait to take this thing back out. Everything's back to where it should be. Shocks are really nice. So just gonna order one more axle. Gonna have to order some street tires. All right guys, well that'll wrap it up. That was a lot of extra repair that I had to do, but it looks nice. Like the way it came out. Just wanna double check that real quick. Yeah, the body's just a little bent up, but no, that looks good. That looks good. I like the way that looks. Got the foam tires back on there, because these are not going back on there. These are not going back on there. We've ran this thing probably 5 or 6 times now, and every time we had the slicks on, we broke something. There's just not a lot of traction. I mean, when the car cuts, you can't chase it to get it out of a spin, and that's what sucks. Especially if you're trying to make a hard turn, you're just gonna spin out. So it's really finicky with these tires. I'm sure they make much better slick tires, but I just don't like these tires. It's like every time we go out, something just goes wrong. Can't tell you how many marks of a curb that we have on here. Foam tires are great. These things are so nice, but I don't want to ruin them. I want to keep them for speed runs in case we try to break over 100 miles an hour. You know, see how fast we can get this car. Let me know, guys. Are there tires that I can put on here? I tried the grippers, but the problem with those is they're so much shorter, a lot shorter, and I don't want to put those on. I want to keep something around the same height. What kind of tires should I put on this? I need some really nice street tires, something where it gives me a lot of grip and a little bit of a long life, obviously a long life. This is not going to be like the Infraction. I'm not doing burnouts or drifting or anything like that, so I'm not too worried about the tires wearing out. But yeah, guys, I need some tires. drop some comments down, need some tires. As far as the XO-1 goes, I just think this car got a bad rap when it first came out. Because when it first came out, I saw a lot of videos of guys complaining. It was just so hard to control. The V2, this one is so much more stable. It's just you gotta get rid of those tires and add a little bit of weight. It's not as bad as everyone claims it is. It really isn't. It really didn't take a whole lot to get this thing over 100 miles an hour, or 100 miles an hour to be exact. Honestly, just put some nice batteries in it and put some foam tires on it and go rip. Just make sure, you know, you're on a straight road and you can't fly into anything like cars, trees, or buildings. But I love this car. I mean, man, it's probably my second favorite car now. The Sledge is so nice. I love the Sledge. Nothing right now to me beats the Sledge. So fun, so durable. This is now coming in second. I would say the X-Max is probably third, sitting down there. This car is so much fun to ride on the street. So much fun. You can do a lot with this. You can take it off-roading. Get some off-road tires and take it off-roading. This, I just wanted to show you guys what I was fixing, give you guys kind of an update on what I thought about this car, get it fixed up, get it ready for the next bash. Well, that'll wrap up this video. That was real simple, real easy to fix. Hopefully I don't have to replace all those parts again, but you never know. I'm gonna rip this thing really hard for you guys, so I might break it again, but you know, that's fine. Let's see how fast we can get it, and let's really challenge that infraction. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. It really helps us out. We're growing really fast, and that's because of you guys. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next one.